I never knew how desolate and depressing a blade of grass could be. The nature of life coming to an unstoppable end. The danger of helplessness. Isolation. Justice is a fine line. Good and evil become so blurred together, you can't tell the difference.
I don't know what to do. He's been gone for so long, I have no idea where he could be.
How do you know that your brother didn't just take a vacation?
He's scared to death of the world. He's seen too many movies.
Sure you can't go to the police about this? Sure they can handle the situation.
I did. They can't do anything. They have rules and they have laws.
Well, I hate to inform you, but I have laws too. I can't go against the rules of this country no matter how much I might want to. I can, however, bend the rules. I am glad that you did come to me, Sarah. Walk me through the situation again. Tell me exactly what happened.
I came home 3 weeks ago to find that my brother James wasn't there. I was surprised because, like I said, he doesn't go out much. I was thinking that maybe he was just trying to fight some of his fears, but when he was gone for a few hours, I knew something was happening. I tried to find some sort of note he might have left, but there was nothing. That's when I went to the police. They said that there wasn't much they would be able to do without more information than what I had. All they said is that they would try. I haven't heard anything from them in 2 weeks.
Strange. Do you remember any other reason why your brother might have left? Did your brother have any friends? Anyone else who might know where he is?
Not to my knowledge. He never left the house.
Is there anything else you can give me? Any other information at all?
Just find my brother.
I'll do my best. When Sarah stepped into my office, I knew what she was going to say. I could see the sorrow painted on her face. She told me that her brother was missing. I already knew he was dead. What happened?
We found him this way a little over an hour ago. Figure he pissed off the wrong guy.
Sure his wounds weren't self-inflicted?
A gut injury isn't usually self-inflicted. This is my captain. I'm sorry I gotta take this. You should really clear off, though. If I get caught with you here, I didn't get in big trouble. There's only law enforcement is allowed here. What brought you here?
His sister. Finding James's body wasn't a surprise. The question was why, and then who? Why was James killed, and who could have done it? I'm looking for Barney Goebel.
Who's Barney Goebel?
He knows me. Tell him the detective is here.
All right, come on in.
Now he's good. You like what I've done with the place?
It looks good.
Thanks. I didn't know if I'd be seeing you again.
Well, I don't really like associating with criminals.
Criminals, that's a little degrading, but what do you want?
You ever heard of James Lacey?
Oh, is that dead guy that they found today? What do you want with him?
His sister hired me to find him. I need to find out what happened.
Good sister. She know he's dead yet?
No.
You know the Salazzos?
I don't think so.
They distribute drugs, big crime ring. I heard they got a new delivery guy. I also heard that they weren't too fond of James. They thought he might get cold feet.
Were they going to kill him?
I don't talk about Salazzos much. I don't even know if any of it is true, it's just what I heard.
You know, fight clubs like this aren't exactly legal.
Well, you know, in the past 5 years, you have not once thought about turning me in. You know I'm not breaking the rules, I'm just bending them.
I didn't know how to use the information that Barney gave me. I just had to wait for the contact. In the meantime, I busied myself with getting to know the family of James better. I had to understand what could have gotten him drawn into the drugs business. What would have enticed him? The best way to learn this information, I figured, would be at his funeral.
I wanted to thank you for coming.
Don't mention it. It was the least I could do. Did you notice anything different about James over the past few months?
Not really. He seemed a little happier, and not really a change. Like I said, he never left the house.
Do you have a job, Sarah? Are you gone every day? Would you know if there's any way that James might have left the house while you were away?
What are you getting at?
I'm just trying to gather information, fill in some gaps.
Do you have anything? Do you have any leads? Come on, I'm paying you. You need to give me something.
Someone is stopping by the office tomorrow night. He should be able to give me something. If I learn anything, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Sarah didn't take the news well. The last thing she expected was the death of her brother. I promised to find his killer. This promise is the only thing keeping her from spiraling. Barney's contact was delivered to me 3 days after our meeting. What was your name again?
I find that to be irrelevant.
Okay, whatever you're comfortable with. What do you do with the Salazzos? Look, I'm friends with Barney too. Do you really think he would just set you up with someone who would arrest you?
I deliver for the Salazzos. I've worked with them for about 2 years now.
Do you happen to know any other deliverymen? Would you perhaps know one esteemed James Lacey?
I don't think I do.
I had heard that the Salazzos received a new deliveryman about a few months ago. I had also heard that they'd be getting worried that he might be getting scared. Worried that he might be turning to the police. Do you know anything about this deliveryman's schedule? Did he have any strange restrictions on when he would work?
I think I might have heard something about that. He only works from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm not sure why.
You'd already gone to the police once. Do you think the Salazzos would kill him for this? I'm gonna take your silence as a yes. Have you heard anything about this man in the past few weeks? If I were to tell you that this man was dead, would you have any information to contradict that assessment? Again, I'll take your silence as an answer. Thank you for your cooperation. You've verified many of my theories. You may leave now.
You should stop with him now. You may not like what you find.
Thank you for the information. The Salazzo contact admittedly wasn't much help. He just solidified what I had already suspected. It was definite proof that James was the delivery man, working during the times that Sarah was out at work, and disappearing after his death. By the end of our meeting, I was glad to see the Salazzo contact leave. It disgusted me to have to work with someone like that, but I had to. Sarah was reaching the end of her rope.
Oh yeah, we've been looking all over you.
Why?
Why don't you come back to the station? It might be a little more comfortable.
No.
I'm okay, right here. What do you want? Listen, it's about James Lacey. What about him? Yesterday you told us that the deceased sister hired you. Isn't that right?
That's correct.
Well, we're gonna need you to drop the case. It's becoming really big. We need to work this in-house. We can't allow you to get involved.
I'm working within my legal limitations, officer.
Listen, I'm sorry, but you have to drop the contract. We have reason to believe that this is involved with very big crime organizations. That is very dangerous for everyone involved if you come in so involved in this. I hope that the deceased sister will be understandable.
Well, I doubt you just give up on her brother.
She would have to. The cops would be here we would be there for every single step. We would help her out as much as she needed.
That's funny. She told me she came to you already, and you did nothing.
Why would you say that? Did she expect us to find him in a handful of days? We did all we could. We couldn't find him.
That's just what she said.
Well, either way, you have to give up on this case. You're only going to put yourself and everyone else involved, including Sarah, in danger. Do you understand?
I understand. I'll talk to Sarah.
Thank you so much. You're making this all a lot easier.
I couldn't give up on the case. Sarah depended too much on what I could find. Sarah sent over a handful of diaries that James wrote when he was a kid. I hoped it would give me a detailed representation of who he was. What could have led to his involvement with the Salazos? Funny, he had quite the social life in high school. Parties, friends. What changed?
Hello? Can I help you?
I think you might be able to. Is your name Carol?
Yes.
Do you know the name James Lacey?
Doesn't seem to ring a bell. Why?
I think you might have gone to high school with him.
Oh, Sarah's younger brother. Yeah, I think I know him.
Were you actually friends with him at all?
Not really. And I wasn't close with his sister either.
Did you ever spend any time with him at all?
I would occasionally go over to their house for special occasions or birthdays. Every once in a while, though. Sarah would invite me to those.
Do you remember anything at all about James?
If I remember correctly, he did have a bit of a drug problem. Sarah never knew about it, and I never found out if the rumors were true or not.
Do you remember anything else about him?
No, not really. He didn't have many friends, and I never spent any one-on-one time with him.
Well then. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
You've given me some great leads. James was in denial. He was isolated and was already relying on drugs when he was underage. I mean, after school, what was he supposed to do? How was he supposed to change? He couldn't make it into college. He couldn't make it in any sort of profession. He stuck to what he knew.
Hello? Who is this? I'm sorry, who are you? I might have her address. Let me look real quick. Yeah, here it is. I hope it helps.
I needed to find any information I could on the Salazos. This was from a few weeks ago. James had testified against the Salazos and they were worried. They were in trouble. They must have been looking for the informant and James wasn't quick enough to get away.
Where's my brother? Why haven't you contacted me?
Calm down. I'm working on your case right now.
Last thing you told me was that James was dead, and I haven't heard from you in a month. I am begging you for any information that you know.
I don't have much for you.
I am paying you to investigate. You have to have some information for me.
I don't know if there's anything I should tell you. I can't trust what you do with the information. Look, you aren't in a stable state of mind. I don't want you to do anything rash. Please don't take this personally. I just can't trust what you do with the information.
If you don't give me any information within the week, I will terminate our contract.
Thank you for your help. Your informant was very useful.
Great, great.
Sarah wants information. I'm afraid to give it to her. She's threatened to stop paying me.
So why'd you come to me?
I mean, is there anything else you can give me? Like, is there someone in this Laza family I can talk to without getting caught?
No, they're never out in the open. I do know a place around here. The Salazzos have a house. That information that you want, it's not going to be public. Their house is like a safe house.
Do you have the address?
Well, I can get the address, but, it's going to take me some time. I can send it to you.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Don't be a stranger. You know where to find me.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing. The Salazzos are quick, so, it would be best to just shoot them before they shoot you.
All I could do was wait for Barney's letter. At that time, the police started to get suspicious of me. They didn't believe that I had truly given up the case.
You need to give up.
I already told you I did.
Look, I'm not an idiot, okay? We know you're still working the case. You're frequently contacting the deceased sister.
Well, I did.
You're on thin ice right now. Lying to a police officer, obstructing justice. These are punishable offenses.
Well, good thing I'm not doing any of them.
Look, we've been working the case for the same amount of time as you, for a long time. We have some pretty good ideas about who the killer might be, and these are not people you can mess around with. Okay, this is dangerous. They don't have any respect for the confines of the law.
Okay, understood. Now can you please leave? I'm expecting a letter.
A few days after our meeting, I was sent another note by Barney. This one had an address on it. The Salazzos' home. I hated them. After the meeting with the informants, I hated them more. I knew what type of people they must have been. They had no sense of morals. I hoped that my case could help take them out of the equation. I'd never broken the law before, but that night I felt like I needed to. I didn't know why. It just felt so urgent. I needed to give Sarah something, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I was prepared for anything.
I need to see Barney. I was told you have information on the Salazos.
Never talk business during a fight, just enjoy it.
I promised I'd find this killer for her. I'd rather not wait much longer.
What difference does it make now? What does it matter?
It matters to me.
What'd I miss? Well, murder isn't in your typical wheelhouse. What is it about this whole situation that you must see to the end?
I made a promise!
And what promise is so important that you need to sacrifice all your morals? I wish you wouldn't look. The information would only bring pain. Leave now, you don't need to see.
What does this mean? What does she have to do with it?
You know what it means.
How could you have this?
I gave it to Sarah. I called Carol and she gave me her mailing address.
You had James killed.
Had to be done, we couldn't let anything slip.
Wait. What do you mean we?
Well, me and the Salazos.
Have you been working with the Salazos this entire time?
Well, not entirely. We've worked with each other in the past, but James's testimony would have made its way to me. The Salazos hired me to do a job, and I did the job, okay?
Why did you bring me into this? Why did you bring Sarah into this? You knew she was unstable. Why didn't you tell me you were involved with the Salazos?
Look, you said it yourself, okay? Sarah was unstable. She could have been a rat. And since you got rid of her, my hands are now clean. All right, now I believe it's time we discuss the matter of your resignation.
And why would I do that?
Because we're in a room full of guys that will shoot you if you say no. Look, if you want to make an immature, rash decision, then by all means, you can shoot me, but I think you and I both know that if you do that, you're not walking out of here alive.
I never knew how depressing a blade of grass could be. The nature of life, coming to an unstoppable end. The fear of helplessness. Isolation. You never know what will happen next. Sooner or later, we all become ghosts.
The falling leaves drift by the window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away,